Welcome back to my channel. The topic for today's discussion is 28 versus 26 or P versus O. So what do I mean by that? Let me explain. In the yesterday's video, my previous video in fact, we discussed about the place value and face value of numbers. We discussed about 21 and 20, 21 to 28. So basically, I explained that if you place a plus sign between the two digits of the number, then you will get number of grahas. If you place into sign between the two digits, then you will get number of constellations that we can see from that particular system. And the third one was if you place a raised to power sign in between the digits, then you will get the energy of the system. So today I want to explain about the trampolines made of 26 and 28 particularly. Why, I will explain in a minute. Basically, wherever you go, even in the Sumerian, let us start with Sumerian mythology. There were there was a sky god to begin with. There was Enlil, the basically the god of the air, and there is the Enki, who is god of earth, basically. And similar systems we have even in Hindu philosophy. In Hindu philosophy, we have the Trinity by the names Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu. So basically, since the religion has been they changed. In fact, the two schools of thought being different, there are some differences. Basically, here in the Hindu beliefs, the Shiva is supposed to be the supreme god, but and Brahma is his colleague. It is shown as, and Vishnu is also another colleague. Something like these three are equivalent, but the supreme god being Shiva. So here, as I told you, the Hindu religion has a lot of common, what do you call, mythological events and lot of similarities with Egyptian mythology. Egyptian and as I told you, Hindu, I believe personally that Hindu mythology is an offshoot of Egyptian mythology. So if you take Egyptian mythology, I explained yesterday about the symbol Om. Om here is, this is the letter O and this is the letter M, right? Om. In fact, there is simply English letter O here and English letter M below that. So, that being the symbol Om, here why I wanted to tell about Om is basically here we have 8 planets, 12 constellations, and 4 cube is the sun. What is the Egyptian Trinity? Egyptian Trinity is Osiris, Mary, and Horus. OHM. That H is missing in this symbol actually, but that H is basically, maybe this could also be H, the sun. So this definitely is the Hindu belief system. And if you come to the Christian belief, Christian symbol, the universal symbol for Christ is Chi Rho, is comprised of two letters, Chi and Rho. Uh, Basically, Rho is, it looks like the letter P, English letter P, and Chi looks exactly like the letter X of English letters in English alphabets, right? So this is the Christian symbol. So let us see what Christian symbol, how we can relate to Christian symbol. Yesterday I explained about the 14 realms together, that is Sophia, the Sophia's realm consists of 14 realms. So in even in Hindu concept, there are 14 realms, 14 lokas. So uh, I'm talking about those 14 lokas. This basically is only 13 lokas. 13 lokas, 26. If you divide by 2, on either side, you will have 13 and 13. If you divide 28 by 2, you will have 14 and 14 on either side. So this being the combined world, I mean the 14th realm, the union of 14 realms. What do we have here? 2 plus 8 is 10. 10 planets. We have 10 planets, including Betelgeuse. 2 into 8 is 16 constellations. Right now, we can see only 12 constellations because this is the present system. This is the future system in which we will be able to see 16 constellations. Here, 2 raised to 8 is 256, is nothing but 256 is nothing but 16 squared. 16 squared in the sense 16 is the letter P. So P, I think, is the father. Father, in the sense, the sky god. In many mythologies, we have a sky god, his son, who is in charge of air, and his other son, who is in charge of earth and the material world. So, this P is like the Lord Anu of Sumerian mythology, and this guy is this guy basically, which is the Orion O, letter O. This O guy is Enki, the other son. And this is, of course, Mary, represented by letter M. And here, there's a basic difference between this and this is, here you have O and M, here you have P and X. Here X is not exactly M, M like entity. Here, here we have M is 13th letter, so 26 divided by 2 is 13. So M is perfectly suitable here. Here with P, it should have been N, because if you divide 28 by 2, it will be N. The 14th letter is N. So it should have been P and N here. But why we have a different representation here and it is denoted by X here? Because this is already formed one, in the sense the M, that is the 13th planet, 13th realm, is very much real. It is a material world. In fact, it is the material world. So it makes sense in calling it M here. But whereas coming to this picture, this is a future uh, uh, system, and Here, the 24 has not formed the 14 square yet. It is still in the form of a trampoline. It has not yet solidified, as we say, solidified and materialized. There is no material world there. It is just energy, world of energy still. So Sophia is still as an energy emanation. That means this is the fallen Sophia and this is the Ion Sophia, who is still in the heaven. So, yeah, and let me explain it a little bit clearer. Last time we talked about all this. It is getting repetitive, so I won't talk about the formation of the structure anymore. But what is new about this? What I want to explain about this new aspect is this is basically the Betelgeuse, and including Betelgeuse it is 225. That is from here to here it is the 15 squared. 15 squared. There is 1 squared, 2, 1 cube, 2 cube, 3 cube, 4 cube, 5 cube. Together they make 225. That is Orion. O. Letter O is nothing but 15 square. What I wanted to visualize, put it visually, how the present system looks like and how it exactly fits into our present system. So this letter O is nothing but Orion, but since Orion is not yet, Orion is not there anymore as a single piece, is split into 5 pieces of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes. Here, the letter O here represents Rudra or Betelgeuse. And the letter M here represents the letter the material world, or what do you call the 13 square. 13 square is the material world, that is this pyramid, in which in our realm what do we have? The sun, the moon, there and 91 steps here in the pyramid. So all this is the material world, and this guy alone, O, represented by 5 cube, is outside this realm, and this is the 13th square. So yeah, let us look at the whole picture now. The same way, how we can represent the future system, that is the father, or in Indian Hindu terms, mythological terms, we can call him the Brahma. P is father, the Brahma, or the Anu, the sky god. And the 14 squared Brahma and N, the letter N represents Sophia, the 14th square. Brahma directly is providing energy to Sophia here. So, in the Chi rho symbol, this is the Chi, this is the rho, letter P, and this is the Chi symbol, right? Chi is still the ion Sophia in its original form, and in the sense 24 squared. This has not formed into 14 squared yet. So it is still the Christian symbol with which represents the Father and the Christ. Christ here is still Ion or the Sophia, who is a spouse of Christ, or the syzygy of Christ, is still in the ion form. So it is still 24, not 14 square, 14 n. N has not yet formed. That is why the pater, the father, and Sophia, who is nothing but in Hindu mythological terms, Sophia is the goddess Saraswati, the goddess of wisdom in Indian mythology. So this is Brahma and this is Saraswati, and Saraswati is not yet materialized in the sense there is no physical planet yet, but it is about to form. When it forms, I have been repeating the same thing. The aim is to create this 14 squared. If the 14 squared becomes a reality, then you will have connection to the heaven. That is the Brahma Loka. This is Brahma, this is Saraswati. Or in other terms also, we have, will let us see the whole picture together now. Here, in esoteric terms, our material world is called kenoma, and if you look at this, what you are reminded of, even here, if you look at these letters and numbers, what are you reminded of? It reminds you of the atomic model and the orbitals K, L, M, N, O, P. The universe is a bigger version, rather a very big version of the atom itself. So in the atom, you have K, L, M, N, O, P. These orbitals, K, L, M, I think even N is also there right now. So these are the orbitals. And if these are the orbitals, and kenoma is the physical world, our present world. And once you cross this 28 emanation, that is the Pater or the Lord Brahma, Brahmaloka, once you reach Brahmaloka here, this will be the pleroma. Pleroma is outside. If you observe, this is outside this our petty world. From here to here, even that is not complete. Right now we have from here to only 26 only. Yeah, M only. We have till M only, right? So M, okay, 13 square. So this is the pleroma, this is the kenoma, and if you observe the what do you call, Osiris ends here. This is basically Osiris, and this is basically here letter M. It is not completely showing here, but as I have shown in the other picture, you can see here this part is M. M in the sense the material world. So Osiris ends here, and this is 24 letter N represented by 14 squared. This letter N 24 itself is basically the Christ. So if Christ has already been formed, I mean talking in a quite different sense. What I mean is, if the planet 14 squared is already formed, then it would be below 15 squared, right? So, in a way, this is the father, this is the elder son, this is the younger son. But the problem is, once this, problem is, the father is directly linked to the younger son, 24 here. Because 24 is still an energy emanation, father and this younger son are together now, not Osiris. So that is basically, that is why they say that this is the elder brother, Osiris is the elder brother. This guy 14 squared, if at all this 14 squared uh, realizes, in the sense it becomes a reality, then this 14 squared is linked to the father. That is this Seth, younger son, the digit, the number 24, which is an energy emanation which has not yet solidified. That is why they say when the Christ really appears on earth, second coming of Christ, on the second coming of Christ, they say he will establish, he will rule with a scepter made of iron. That is nothing but the father is the one who will rule with iron hand, uh, along with the help of 14, with help of 14 squared. 16 squared will rule this our system, basically the material world also will then be ruled by God himself directly. Right now we can say Osiris is a deputy of the god, but he is not the god. This is the god, Brahma is the god, and this guy Osiris is not the god, Enki is not the god, Anu is the god. With help of Enlil, this whole system from right from here, Kenoma to Pleroma, will be ruled by the father, Pater, that is 16 squared, with the help of 14 squared. 14 squared right now is not yet uh, uh, solidified or materialized, so it is still in the form of 24. That is why the I told you, this should have been not x, but basically there should have been n, pn, because if this is o and this is m, then what should this be? This is P, of course, but if this 24 guy materializes and becomes 14 squared, what should it have been? 14 squared is N. So this should have been N. The Christian symbol should have been the Christian symbol here. Let me show you once again. The Christian symbol here, instead of rho chi, this is rho, and of course this is chi, right? Instead of rho chi, it should have been rho and n, but it is not pn. The Christian symbol is not pn. The Christian symbol is px. Px. Why we have x instead of n? The reason is this is not yet, it is still an energy emanation, in the sense it is still only pure energy. It is not, that is light. Basically Christ is the representation of divine light. which is nothing but the gnosis or knowledge. So Christ is the one who will bring the knowledge of heaven to earth, and once knowledge is completely transferred to the earth beings, then it will be this 14 squared in the sense the next realm, the realm of knowledge will have been established. So yes, that's pretty much what I wanted to explain today. Hope you will find it enlightening and useful. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.